What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another solo leveling Arise video. Alright guys, we got ourselves a little bit of a topic that I want to discuss, and I think it's becoming more and more apparent the stock market price of Go Gunhee just going up every single day, especially after we saw the brand new leaks from Alpha Leaker regarding some of the future units and content that's coming out after Baron. Now, if you're thinking about the future, this unit actually might be a must-have now going forward because of what he does for light units and future light units that are probably going to be coming up. Now, at first I thought Min was going to be the premier light unit support. Now it's starting to look like it might be a mixed bag of both, because Min realistically isn't just a premier light unit, but he's also a universal unit for everybody, where the difference between him and Go Gunhee is Go Gunhee actually improves light unit damage quite a bit, and you can see it apparently through Cha, right? So I'm going to show you guys real quick the little bit of damage that I'm referring to. So I'm going to not get involved too much in this fight. I'm just going to show you guys the guild fight here that I'm talking about and how Go Gunhee does make everybody around him that is light a lot better. Okay, so we're going to do a quick guild boss run with and without him, and I'm going to kind of just show you guys the difference he makes overall in the battle. Okay, so I'm going to just not get involved again. I'm going to leave my my unit alone, but I'm going to give the usual stuff. So I'm going to actually take Gunhee out of this one. Okay, we're going to take him out, and I'm going to just show you guys with Min, just so you guys can see kind of how this whole team works out here, and then we're going to show you guys the damage difference between with and without Min. Okay, now we don't really have much breaker, so I'm going to actually take Choi out here. Actually, no, we'll keep Choi in, because quite honestly, he does provide a little bit of support. Maybe I'll take Libora out, and we'll just do. Actually, no, we'll keep Laura. Let's keep it this way. Let's keep it this way. Okay, so you guys can see here, this is the team. I'm not gonna get involved. We're gonna just see the damage total without Gunhee. We're gonna see the damage total with Gunhee and see where the difference lies. Now, I'm gonna break it down for you guys a little further, even more after this, just to kind of give you the reasoning why. Now, we know Thomas Andre and GINA, or aka GINA, is going to come out as light units. Now, if you have been keeping up with the leaks, the future after Dark will be light. So light will be the upcoming new rate that's coming out. I'll just do a couple shadow steps here and there just to give them some love. But light will be coming up and will most likely be the newest element after Dark for the next two big raids. So we might see like Jeju Island also be light, where we know Dark is gonna we know Dark for sure is Baron, and then most likely Dark will also be the next one with light, and then light with whatever else they decide to do, maybe water or wind, whatever the case may be, or maybe fire even, who knows. But light is becoming more and more apparently demanding on support, because the main DPS units that are out right now can't really carry themselves, right? I don't care what anybody says. Cha's still not as good as she used to be, but with Gunhee, she actually ends up becoming top tier again, and I think we've seen it from videos from Moose for example, or myself, or other content creators who have been putting Gunhee with Cha and watching her dominate with numbers. Now you'll see here real quick without her and with her. Okay, so we'll start with and without him. Like, you're going to see what the numbers look like. Again, I'm just doing shadow steps to kind of just give them a little bit of love. Now, this is on the free-to-play account. It's even crazier on the pay-to-win account. And it's very, very apparent the impact he has on the entire fight. So here, let's just keep going here. I'm going to show you guys what the end results look like. Oops, sorry, I got hit there. I shouldn't have got hit. Let's press tab just so you guys can see everyone's damage and everyone's health, so everyone's on the same page. Again, I'm bringing Min in here because Min is obviously the premier support for most content. If it's not Mei Lin and Hansi Mei, it's always him. But this is just going to prove to you guys, not only does Gunhee bring an incredible DPS as a breaker to the fight, but he also provides very, very good support as well too. All right, so here we go. We got a minute left. Again, I'm just shadow stepping here. I'm not really trying to do much damage. Cha just died. Okay, so we lost her in a minute with a minute left. Almost lost the whole team actually, and that's another thing he does bring as well too, survivability. Like he's gonna be able to help everybody survive a lot longer, right? But this is, I think it's becoming more and more apparent. I'll show you guys my pay to win numbers as well too from last week. You guys can kind of see where he sits and why he makes Cha that much better. And again, shout out to the other content creators who were doing this as well too. It's a great tactic to show that Cha still has viability with the proper support units. She's not necessarily the best DPS unit in the game. We know that by far. Mireille and Alicia definitely have DPS or without the support, but with the support, she definitely goes back up to the top tier units. But again, a lot of that has to do with Gunhee being able to support light units and with his weapon and his passes, right? And I'll go over Gunhee's kit for you guys and explain where that damage is coming from. All right. You guys can see here. Again, we're just focusing on Cha's damage, okay? That's all we're going to care about here. Alright, so here you guys go. If we go now into the total damage, you guys can see here, she's 3rd place, almost half of what Alicia does. Alright, now let's do this again. Okay, I'm going to do this again this time. And I'm going to put Gunhee in there instead of Min. Stick Min out, keep the team the same, but have Gunhee in there instead, and you guys will see that Cha's damage does go up. Now I'm going to explain to you guys why that's happening with Gunhee over Min. So I'm going to form him. I'll show you guys here the main reason, okay? So a couple of reasons why this happens. Number one, his weapon, right? So the user's defense increases, but really what matters here is whenever he does Fighting Spirit or Heavy Attack Fighting Spirit, the light damage dealt to the target is increased by 7% for 15 seconds. That's huge, by the way. And this is from like an A3 weapon that we get for free. I crafted one of them, to be honest, and I'm going to probably go to A5 because that debuff that he puts on the boss is massive. That's going to be huge for Thomas Andre and for GINA, and is big right now for Cha. So that's a big part of it right there. The second part of it you have to consider as well too is the fact that right over here he has the ability with his A1 right there. For each light unit team member in the party, the user's light damage increased by 8% and the crit damage. So he increases his own damage by having just light units around him, so making him overall a better overall damage dealer as well too. And then if you guys can get him to A5, this is also going to boost his damage even further, increasing the user's critical hit damage or QTE damage as well. So a couple different ways to boost his damage, but his weapon alone is incredibly powerful for boosting light damage. So you'll see the difference here, right? We saw those, it was like 40k or 40 million, I mean, for Cha. Let's just see what happens now when you just do Gunhee without Min, and you'll see the difference in damage. Now, hopefully they survive, obviously, so that's going to be the key there. Survival for Cha is going to be the important part. Again, I'll just do Shadow Steps, just so you guys can kind of see how much more damage he pulls off. And then you guys can see why I'm starting to think he's going to become the actual best support unit for light units, and it's going to be a must-have for future content. So I know a lot of us were thinking he's mid and stuff, and I said he's a great unit, he's a great DPS, but he's just not as good as some of the better DPSs out there, some of the better units. But now I'm starting to see the value he brings for the future, and I'm one of those guys that, you know, looks at 10 cars ahead rather than the car in front of me. So I'm really planning for future content, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what, I might need to go for a little bit more of Gunhee's. And that's not necessarily him as copies for him, but more at least his weapon, right? Maybe his weapon is where the real big impact will come. Now, for upcoming content, the more important weapon, of course, is going to be Hansi Maze, because it is going to be light and dark and wind. So you will benefit more from Hansi Maze's weapon for the upcoming Baron fights, but it's only a 5% increase, where you can see Gunhee's weapon is much larger of an increase for light units, which will be a bigger deal in future content coming up, right? So just keep that in mind in terms of what do you want to craft. Do you want to craft Gunhee's or Hansi Maze? Well, I've crafted one of Hansi Maze just to have her there, but I'm crafting more of Gunhee's right now, just because I'm noticing a bigger impact on a lot of the content that's coming out and a lot of the content that's already here, right? So again, I'm just doing basic shadow steps here. The damage doesn't matter for me because it's not affecting Cha's damage at all. Let's just break him a little bit here. Hopefully we can break. There's a big break there, and that's gonna be big too, right? Obviously, being a breaker, allowing this is gonna obviously make the boss a little more vulnerable. All right, let's just do a quick little shadow step here. Again, just providing that same level of support as last time. All right, you guys can see Hansi Maze's dead, or Hansi Mi's dead. Sorry, I keep messing up her name. I don't know why I keep messing it up. But now Cha has survived much longer this fight, so obviously it's gonna look a little better on her. But nonetheless, this is still not going to diminish the amount of damage she's going to be doing with Gunhee as her main support rather than Min as her main support. So just keep in mind, this is just to prove that he is the best light support currently in the game for your DPS. So if Thomas Andre does come out as a main DPS for this and replaces Cha, he's going to do the same level of support for him as he will for her. And I think that's a very important aspect to remember. And then we don't know what GINA is going to be. I'm sorry, I keep calling her GINA. It's actually GINA, but we don't know if she's going to be a support herself or if she's going to be a DPS or what the deal is with her. But I'm only imagining that she will probably come out as some form of a DPS or support for light. So she may coincide really well with Gunhee or may do very similar things. But for now, when we're talking about who's going to give the best impact for light units, it 100% is going to be Gunhee by a pretty large margin. We'll see right here. Look at that. Now, she did survive a minute more, right? But look, he was third place even. right? Because he boosts his own, he boosts all the light damage that he's doing. So I'm starting to think, guys, quite honestly, he might be a must-have unit for future content. Yeah, we were so focused on him being the main character, we forgot that he can be the main support instead. So looking at his stock, it's actually risen quite a bit, and I would really, really highly recommend consider going for at least more versions of his weapon than copies of him. If you don't want copies, that's fine, but at the very least, get more copies of his weapon to boost up that light damage and watch your units like beat things up real quick, and at the same time it's gonna foolproof you for Thomas Andre and Gina when they do come out. All right, guys, Payne, let me know what you guys think. This has been a pretty damn good eye opener for me. I've done now a lot of these testing with him, and he's always been either top 5 DPS, or he's always provided the light units more abilities to get more damage and be the top 2 with DPS, specifically with Cha. All right, guys, this is Payne. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.